The life of Rizal in abroad, London. Why Rizal decided to go abroad? Rizal decided to leave the country not just to complete his medical studies in Europe. In his journey, he has these hidden goals as well: to make a name for himself in the realm of journalism, to observe and study European society, and to prepare himself for the task of liberating the Filipino from Spanish tyranny. When did Rizal start his journey abroad? Rizal's first trip abroad on May 3, 1882. Rizal left the Philippines for the first time. The year Rizal reached London. Rizal arrived in England via Liverpool on May 24, 1888, and proceeded to London the following day. He later became a lodger with the family of Charles Becket, one of the development's terraced or rowdy houses. The life of Rizal in London. Rizal lived in London from May 1888 to March 1889. Life of Rizal in London Part 1. Rizal chose the English city to be his new home for three reasons: to improve his knowledge of the English language, to study and annotate Morgan's Successus de las Islas Filipinas, and London was a safe place for him to carry on fight against Spanish tyranny. Life of Rizal in London Part 2. Rizal arrived at Liverpool, England on May 24, 1888. He spent his night in Adelphi Hotel. Fun fact: while Rizal was still on board the ship heading to England, Rizal entertained the American and European passengers with his marvelous skill of the yo-yo as a defensive weapon. Life of Rizal in London Part 3. Rizal wrote a letter to his family. Liverpool is a big and beautiful city, and its celebrated port is worthy of its great fame. The entrance is magnificent, and the custom house is quite good. On May 25, 1888, Rizal stayed as a guest at the home of Dr. Antonio Maregider, a practicing lawyer in London. By the end of May, he found a modest boarding place at number 37 Chalcot Crescent, Primrose Hill. Rizal was a boarder of the Becket family. Life of Rizal in London Part 4. While Rizal in London, he came to know Dr. Reinhold Frost. He was the librarian of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and an authority on Malayan language and customs. He was impressed by Rizal's teaming and character, and he gladly recommended Rizal to the authorities of the British Museum. Life of Rizal in London Part 5. Another day of Rizal's life in London, he received news from home. There were good and bad news. The bad news were persecution of the Filipino patriots who signed the Anti-Friar Petition 1888, persecution of the Calamba tenants, furious attacks on Rizal by Senator Salamanea and Vaida in Spanish Cortes and Wenceslau Retana and Pablo Fesed in Spanish newspapers. A friend of Rizal, Laureano Viedo, a medical student at the University of Santo Tomas, was arrested and jailed in Bilibid prison because of the copies of Noli that were found in his house. Rizal's brother-in-law, Manuel T. Hidalgo, husband of Saturnina, was exiled by Governor General Weyler to Bohol without due process of law. The good news were: one good news cheered Rizal, and that was Vicente Garcia's defense of the Noli against the attacks of the friars. Rizal heard this good news from Mariano Ponce. Later, on January 7, 1891, he wrote to Father Garcia expressing his personal thanks. Life of Rizal in London Part 6. The greatest achievement of Rizal in London was the annotating of Marga's book, Successos de las Islas Filipinas, which was published in Mexico 1609. Rizal spent many days in the reading room of the British Museum poring over the pages of this book and laboriously reading the old histories of the Philippines. Short visit to Paris and Spain. Early in September 1888, Rizal visited Paris for a week in order to search for more historical materials, Bibliothèque Nationale. On December 11, 1888, Rizal went to Madrid and Barcelona, Spain. For the first time, Rizal met Marcelo del Pilar and Mariano Ponce, the two titans of propaganda movement. Life of Rizal in London, Part 7. Christmas in London 1888. Rizal returned to London on December 24 and spent Christmas and New Year's Days with the Beckets. To his friends, Blue Metreat, Rizal sent as Christmas gift a bust of Emperor Augustus which he had made. To another friend, Dr. Carlos, Rizal gave as Christmas gift a bust of Julius Caesar. Rizal's landlady, Mrs. Becket, knowing of his interest in magic, gave him, as Christmas gift, a book of entitled The Life and Adventures Valentine Vox, The Ventriloquist. Life of Rizal in London Part 8. Rizal becomes leader of Filipinos in Europe. By anonymous vote of all members, Rizal was chosen honorary president of society called Asociación La Solidaridad, Solidaridad Asociación. This was recognition of his leadership among all Filipino patriots in Europe. Rizal and the La Solidaridad newspaper. Graciano Lopez Reina. On February 15, 1889, Graciano Lopez Reina founded the patriotic newspaper called La Solidaridad in Barcelona, Spain. La Solidaridad aims, first, to work peacefully for political and social reforms. Second, to portray the deplorable condition of the Philippines so that Spain may remedy them. Third, to oppose the evil forces of reaction and medievalism. Fourth, to advocate liberal ideas and progress. Fifth, to champion legitimate aspiration of the Filipino people to life, democracy, and happiness. Rizal's first article in La Solidaridad. Rizal's first article in La Solidaridad was entitled Los Agricultores Filipinos, the Filipino Farmers. It was published on March 25, 1889, 6 days after he left London for Paris. Life of Rizal in London Part 8. Writings in London. Rizal said in La Visión del Fray Rodriguez demonstrated two things. First is his profound knowledge of religion, and second, his biting satire. Rizal received news on Fray Rodriguez, unabated attack on his knowledge. In defense, he wrote a pamphlet entitled La Visions del Fray Rodriguez, The Visions of Fray Rodriguez, which was published in Barcelona under his pen name Dimas Alam. In London, Rizal wrote the famous Letter to the Young Women of Malolos. In Tagalog, he penned it upon the request of Marcelo del Pilar to praise the young ladies of Malolos for their courage to establish a school where they could learn Spanish, despite opposition of Father Felipe Garcia, Spanish parish priest of Malolos. Dr. Reinhold Frost. Dr. Frost, editor of Trubner's Record, a journal devoted to Asian studies, requested Rizal to contribute some articles. In response to his request, Rizal prepared two articles which were published in June 1889, The Spicement of Tagal Folklore and Two Eastern Fables. Life of Rizal in London Part 9. Romance with Gertrude Becket. Rizal had a romantic interlude with the oldest of the three Becket sisters, Gertrude. Gathia, as she was affectionately called, was a buxom English girl with brown hair, blue eyes, and rosy cheeks. I fell in love with Rizal. On cold winter mornings I had a sunny smile for him, chattering gaily like a hummingbird. During the family picnics I was particularly very happy because Rizal was with them, and I gave him all my attentions. And in rainy days, when Rizal stayed at home, I helped him by mixing his colors for painting or assisted in preparing the clay for sculpturing. Their friendship drifted towards romance. Rizal affectionately called her Gethy, and she fondly called him Pethy. As their flirtation was fast approaching the point of no return, Rizal suddenly realized that he could not marry Gethy, for he had a mission to fulfill in life. Rizal suppressed the passionate yearnings of his heart and decided to go away so that Getty may not forget him. Before leaving London, Rizal finished four sculptural works: Prometheus Bound, second, The Triumph of Death over Life, third is The Triumph of Science over Death, and fourth is a compositive carving of the heads of the Becket sisters, gave as farewell gift to the Becket sisters. Life of Rizal in London Part 10. Suddenly, on March 19, 1889, He bade goodbye to the kind Beckett family and left London for Paris. He was sad as he crossed the English Channel, for he cherished so many beautiful memories in London. That's all, thank you.